So it was a successful day. My brother and I got that old disc pulled out of the weeds. Ow. What we did is we went to Tractor Supply, got some basic hydraulic stuff, a cylinder, 2 lines, 2 elbow fittings, and 2 Pioneer couplers. That's all we needed. And we hooked it up to that disc. I had taken some measurements before, so I knew what I needed. So that disc was my great-grandpa's. He had bought it many years ago. He had bought it a while back, and it was used. He used it a little bit around here. My pup-up used it a little bit, but it sat out in the weeds for, I don't know, 10 years or something. And it just sat there, and I had always looked at it, and I was like, I want to pull that out of the weeds someday. So that's what I did. I bought it from my pup-up and got it working. Hooked up the hydraulic system, all new hydraulic system, like I just said, and just pulled it out of the weeds and took it up into the cornfield, which doesn't have anything seeded in it yet. And I just wanted to test it out, knock down a couple stalks, did a little bit of disking with it, and yeah, it was fun. It works well. There's a few things we want to do to it yet, but it's a good disc overall. Now, I pretty much solely bought that disc just as a way to make a little money. Bought it cheap, put a little money into it, and sell it, and try to make a little money off of it, right? Now, if I were to keep it and use it on our farm, that's the thing, we wouldn't really use it. On our farm and our operation with our ground, most of it's going into hay, but we do have some that we're putting into cash crop. Our farm, we err on the side of conservation. That's just our prerogative, and we steer clear from any type of aggressive tillage, chisel plow, mold board, heavy disking, whatever it may be. If we do any sort of tillage, it's minimal till, vertical tillage, or some sort of high speed disc type thing, something that's just going to brush the top layer of soil and size up the residue. That disc does not do a great job in brushing the topsoil and sizing up the residue. It either turns a lot of dirt and somewhat buries the residue, or kind of just, yeah. It's an old disc designed to level out, mold board or chisel plow ruts. Normally you would go through with a mold board and then take a disc and a cultipacker or something over it, or a chisel plow, then come through with a disc and a cultipacker. It's an old disc. It was made way back then. I don't know when it was made. It's a Bush Hog 1439 or something. But it's a decent disc. I guess it's a 14-foot disc. It's a good disc. It would work really, really well for food plots. That is the one type of farming where I would personally use some sort of tillage like that. But we'll see what we do with it. If we keep it, if I sell it right away, if I hold on to it, maybe take it to the cabin, I don't know. But it's a good disc. It was a successful day because we got it out and we used it. There's still some standing corn stalks that I did not hit last fall with the vertical tillage tool. If you saw that video, it's a corn fodder video. I was using my boss at the time did our ground. We rented it out, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there was maybe a couple acres of stalks that I did not hit last fall because I ran out of cover crop seed. So I just didn't want to break it up for erosion reasons. I didn't want to go through and hit it. So we still have some standing stalks, and we might knock them down with the disc. We might adjust the disc a little bit just so that it kind of breaks up the stalks. The other day, pulled the disc out of the weeds, did a little disking. Today we're going to do the same thing, but we are going to pull a cultipacker behind it, and we're going to knock down some stalks. So I got the AGCO, the disc, and a cultipacker hooked up, and we're knocking down stalks. So the thing was, last fall, there's probably an acre and a half, maybe 2 acres of corn stalks up on the top of this field that I did not hit with the Salford last fall because I ran out of cover crop seed. So I decided I would let the stalks stand over winter so we wouldn't have a bunch of wind erosion and all that. Well, instead of renting out the ground this year, we're cash cropping it, meaning we're doing it ourselves, but we don't have the equipment, so we're going to pay a custom guy to do it. So we're paying a custom guy to plant and harvest it. So what I did is I hooked up the disc. I have it set on the least depth because I don't want it to go deep. I just want it to brush this and break up the stalks. Unfortunately, because it's an old disc, it's designed to turn dirt. So even on its lowest setting or highest setting, it's turning some dirt, but it's doing a pretty good job. It's not turning a lot of dirt. Now I have the cultipacker behind it, which is leveling it out pretty nice, and it's actually looking a lot better than I thought it would. You can see I made some passes right there. Now down there, the other day is where I disked. I got a little strip right there yet. But here's what I just disked. Yeah, it's turned out pretty good. It's chopped up the stalks. The thing about a disc is it kind of leaves that pan. So just under where I disked, there's that harder soil. So I don't know. We'll see how it turns out because over there I hit with the Salford. You can see right there I hit with the Salford and made my headlands. So I don't know how it will yield. It's pretty good ground for the most part, but I don't know if there's going to be a difference in yield between where I hit it with the Salford and cover crop and where I disked. But I'm having fun, so we're going to keep disking. Packer's getting a workout for the first time in like 20 years, I don't know. So I thought I'd take the disc underneath these trees because there's just all this trash, sticks and just junk, and I wish I could get up in there more. But yeah, all this trash is laying out here, and I did not want them bringing the drill and having to go through all this trash. So I'll take the old beat up disc that I don't really care about and chop it up for them. I mean, I do care about that disc, it's fun. And I kind of want to keep it around, but I don't know. I fixed it up because I was going to sell it, but man, disking is fun, but it's not always practical. What I'm doing now is okay. It's flat up here. It's not a hill. Erosion can't take it away, but no till is kind of the way we go, or minimal till. And I guess I'm doing minimal till. I'm just trying to brush the top. But anyway, this is fun though. I'm having fun.